Okay, so let's take a look at how you can use sunburst plot with Python and Plotly. So first thing, we will open this command prompt, or in your case it could be PowerShell or terminal. Here we will type in Python, then double dash version, right? And now that we verified we have Python, we can go ahead, type in pip install, then Plotly, right? If you want, you can also download the Plotly Express that comes with it, right? Next thing, we also need Jupyter for its notebook, so Jupyter-lab is what we will install. Once all of these packages installed, you are good to go, right? So here we'll type in Jupyter space then notebook, right? We should open the classic Jupyter notebook. You can also use Jupyter-lab to open the Jupyter dashboard, right? From there you can open the notebook, right? Alternatively, there is one more way to go with Jupyter and Python is for VS Code. So just install the Jupyter and Plotly, then come to Studio Code and then add the extensions, namely Jupyter and your Python. These two extensions install, you are good to go. Now the thing, go to view command palette and then type in Jupyter, and here choose create new Jupyter notebook. Now within this particular notebook you will find the text box, right? So we are going to run the code there. So plotly.express as px, right? And then we have data, where within dict we are going to add few categories, right? So categories equals to within your square bracket we have A, then B, then C, right? Similarly, we will continue to add few more things, which is A1, A2, and then B1, B2, and so on, right? So let's go with that data. So A, B, C, then we have say A1, right? Then we have A2, right? Then we have again, let's say A2 or A1, right? And then we add comma for both the top and the bottom, and here we will use B1, right? Then B2, right? We add comma again, then we do this for C1, C2, and then C3, but make sure everything is in single quote, right? So we have our categories set. Next thing we can also add is our parent value, right? So we choose from this part. Do note that you may have to watch out for the indentation, otherwise it will cause that problem, right? So we use first quote to keep it empty, second quote to again keep it empty, then third quote we will again keep it empty, then we will add say value of A, right? Then again within single quote A, and then again A, right? And on next line I can go and add values such as A, B, right? And then C, right? And then again C, right? So pretty much everything is set on that part. We can also add one more value there for value, right? So we add value equals to, now we will have like this entire array, so 35, 25, 40, then 10, then 15, then 10, then 12, 13, then 10, 20, 10, right? So once we have all of that, we are good to go with our data, right? So we can go for figure equals to px.sunburst, and here we can pass on data, then names, and then we can get categories, right? Then parents, we are going to use parent for that, right? And then finally within data frame we can call for values equals to value that we just created now, right? Everything is working here. Now we can use figure show, right? Now let's see if it draws the plot. If there are any indentation error, we may have to wait and get them sorted before we can plot. As you can see, it has plotted the most basic sunburst plot here, right? And at the center you can see the A group, B group, C group, each with their respective set of values with parent, categories and value, right? And here you can even have branch values, right? So but however you may have to add one more value set here for total, right? So if we add here something like branch values, and if we use total, if we run this, hopefully it should not caught any error also, right? So let's see if it runs. So it seems like we didn't add the total, so it won't be picking that up, right? So apart from that, we can return to the basic plot. Here we can also change few parameters like color, discrete, sequence, which I want to set for, say if I want like orange sunburst, I can use orange. So if I run this, should show me some values. The sunburst colorway property is a color is that may be specified within your tuple, so it needs to be square bracket within which we can pass this, right? And the output will appear now, right? So this was the basic color that we can get. We can also change this to set blues. Let's see if that is supported. So currently that is not supported, it seems. So let's go with dark orange and see if that is supported. Okay, so we have like few color options. Based on that you can plot the sunburst plot. Apart from that, you can also add few more parameters with update underscore layout, not traces this time. So update layout, and sorry, within that function we can use uniform text, and here we can use dict where min size set to 20, mode we are going to set for say hide, right? And if we run this, notice the increase in the size of your text. So this comes in handy if you have like bigger display where you wish to display that, like you need the higher size font as well, right? Now this is one of the way you can do. Another option is simply you can use a data set, right? So if I remove all of this, right, and if I instead go with data frame equals to cpx dot data dot tips, right? So that is also one more option for adding the data. So if I go with figure and then say px dot sunburst, right, and then pass the data frame, right? So here we may also have to manually put the data. So based on what we have available, I can pick those. So day, time we can also add, right? So make sure to also use comma if you have like multiple values to pass. So values, then total underscore bill, right? So that is now taken care of. We can use figure.show and we can run this. So we now run this. Here time is not defined, so let's see, I will have to check why it's so it should be within single quote, right? So if I run this again, it should run. Now notice we are making use of the tips database, right? So it will fetch from that and its respective values, right? So we have like dinner data, lunch, right, and then days, then gender, right, and pretty much everything you can see through the sunburst, right? So apart from that, you can also change few more parameters, something like, let's say if I want to set the color based on the day, I can do that and run and notice the difference. Similarly, color based continuous variable, if it is based on tip, can also do that and you will have different sunburst along with the gradient palette in legend, right? So these are some of the things that we can do with sunburst plot in Python's plot library.